Page 4. All over the world, a mysterious silhouette of an elderly woman with a cane appears, reaching towards pieces of carvings, paintings, and important ancient papers that were left all over the world from the evil date of madness, which still radiated with the darkness. The woman burns the stuff, then raids the ashes, removing them from public view. No human, bird, or ant should ever see it. She finds different people hiding beneath the rubble of fallen empires, villages, and small settlements that appear severely impacted by the knowledge of evil, allowing the victims to join on her journey. Specifically specifically in 1349, where a small farm in Montana seemed peaceful at first. Sunflowers blowing in the wind and a clear blue overcast bled overhead. A couple could be vaguely heard over alongside a rusty windmill and chickens clucking. Should we stop her? A father sternly asked the mother, standing by the front door, watching their daughter play in the mud in a pretty dress. Didn't you just get that dress for her? His hand reaches for the doorknob initially, not waiting for an answer. But the wife puts her hand on his shoulder, smiling at him as he turns his head. No, just let her have fun. The 6-year-old girl was drawing strange shapes in the mud, calling over her brother. Hey, look at this, the daughter said in amazement. The brother tilted his head, looking confused, not really sure what he's looking at. He awkwardly said, looking at the front door window to see the parents walk away. She's probably having fun drawing those symbols again, the mother said with no concern. She should be careful. Numbers aren't for women. I don't want her put away for insanity for simply having a hobby, the father said, not wanting the kids to hear. The mother giving him a look, holding back something mean, but filtered it with a positive. Well, she gets it from you, so make sure your hobby doesn't put her away, saying, then walking away irritated. After a few minutes, the father checked on the kids again, but the daughter was gone. The son face first in the mud with bubbles sputtering up. No, Jimmy! He ran outside, holding his lifeless body, crying, screaming for his wife. What happened? The mother asked, hoping somehow he would know, but obviously not. The father's head held down and shaking his head. Maybe the king did this? I tried to work hard. The father could only think it was his fault, though the mother reassured him that you paid double in taxes this month. Nothing should be wrong. The mother and the father searched everywhere for the daughter, shouting out her name, Rebecca! Looking in weird places like the attic, the basement, barn, and silo. She's just gone. How could this be? The father said, staring at the road with flowers flowing. The mother saw something out of the corner of her eye, leading her towards the roof. You can't know, Mom. The daughter snarled with a twitch, covered in blood, holding some type of sharp object. Honey, come down from there, the father yelled with a red face. What's gotten into her? Both the mother and father pondered. The daughter mumbled to herself, I can save both of you. Jumping off the roof, rocketing towards the father, slicing a large cut through his head. Dad's always been smart. So are you, Mommy, she said, getting up from her knees when she landed off the roof, leaving a blood trail from the father. The mother screamed in terror. Suddenly, a woman hiding in the flowers flicked something from her hand at fast speeds, splitting the young girl's spine, saving the mother. The woman stepped The woman stepped into the woman stepped out of the flowers shakily with her cane. Others stepped out of the field with her. There's no time to explain. Come with us before she awakens, the woman with the cane said in a hurry. Please, you must wear this if you wish to live, handing a blindfold as they walk into the sunset. This one woman gathered hundreds from around the world. The woman was named Kayin Gosh, a few thousand-year-old African woman on her last leg of life. Despite living this long, she didn't have much time left, inspiring her to create a multinational group of diverse people, Irish, Egyptian, Scottish, German, Ugandan, etc. Each of these tribes around the world expressed their trauma of seeing their loved ones go insane and murdering strangers to somehow prevent evil. Despite this nonsense our people experienced, believing killing would hold back the monster, we knew one thing was true. You would finally show up, some people said, each of their cultures having a prophecy that a savior would come. For a while, we thought our visions were just illusions of our own madness. They lamented and rejoiced as they stood in front of a giant hole where their stuff was being buried. Kian explaining that the ashes should be hidden away. Make it quick, a portal might be forming, she rushed, holding her abdomen in pain, but watched a fire with everyone else who became concerned that their leader was withering. Oh, right, the ashes that they buried, they also burned them. Okay, how long do you have to live? A Irishman asked. We are sorry you cannot continue, a Kenyan woman said bleakly. Is it a snakebite kicking in? A western drawl sounded from the back to lighten the mood. Kian laughed, covering her face, and mumbled into her hands, everyone leaning in to hear what she was saying, but it was no use until a Latino, Jamaican, and Polish individual chimed in. Did you just say you're... They stammered in awe, unable to finish their sentence. Kian nodded with a blush, sweat down her face. Yes, I'm pregnant, she said, beaming. But this wasn't all she had to say, as everyone turned silent after a short congrats that was cut short. Those visions you had, the Savior is my child, finally saying, as gasps sounded around her in disbelief. She winces in pain, thinking to herself, I thought I could stop all of this before her birth. She will now inherit my curse. Kian begins to pass out from shock, but others aid her in childbirth as she screams, making birds flap away for miles. While the group helped Kian in this precious moment, suddenly there was ominous laughter booming above them from the clouds. A malicious face forming, looking down at everyone. Shit, it's here, Kian mustered up the breath to say. An evil face exploded from the portal, merely sprouting from the ashes of dark math, attacking at their most vulnerable. What a coward! Ambush a woman about to give birth. A shout echoed from the group, but Kian shook her head. These creatures don't understand mortal pain or emotions. It's useless, she said, sounding defeated to the group. Sorry. These creatures don't understand mortal pain or emotions. It's useless. We can't let this keep us down, a Caribbean woman balled her fist, scowling at the clouds, shouted. We got this, everyone began to say, these words echoing as the baby is born, drowning out the baby's cries.